Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are live at Harold Moody, and as the teams are having their final conference, probably discussing strategies and what they're going to do for the next 40. See a couple of young ones out there kicking the ball around, and it's always a fantastic place to come and cover rugby league here at the Glenora Bears home ground. As you can see over the far side there, the referees, the officials slowly coming back to the halfway mark, and you can see that the Bears have decided to stay on the field to have their conference, and Point Chevalier opted to go inside. So we're not far off the mark now as we get ready to heat up for the next 40. And Corey joins us. Corey joins us back in the commentary box. And first 40, Cos, what do you reckon?
Brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Best game we've called this year, I think.
Yep.
I sort of touched on it before. Proper rugby league. Great battle through the middle of the park. The contact has been out of this world.
Oh, mate, yeah, you can see from a couple of the collisions, you know, a few of the boys are getting whacked.
Yep.
And some are getting up pretty sore and battered, you know. The other thing, too, for mine is, you know, probably the first big chunk of that first half, Glenora had all the territory. You know, they were deep down inside Pirates, and as you sort of said, you know, you alluded to, don't count them out. And they were right up until, what, we're talking the last 5 minutes of the half.
Yeah.
Pirates, you know, sailed a couple in, and we've now certainly got a big clash on our hands.
Yeah, and look, Point Chev were never going to go away for long. Obviously, Glenora able to take good advantage of Oli Tomavavi being in the bin. I think they scored 8 points while that was happening. But, yeah, shapes as an excellent game here in the second half. TJ, looking at both teams, maybe give us a point that you think both teams can sort of improve on in the second half in their bid to get home.
Yeah, for Point Chevalier Pirates, I just think we spoke about it in the first half. Their discipline and error rate needs to be improved. But again, they clawed themselves back in this contest. It was an outstanding effort for them. They've pretty much been defending their try line for the whole first 40. And 7 minutes, 7 minutes of good ball, and they've managed to score 2 late tries as well. But for Glenora, I just think they need to focus on probably the whole 40 rather than, I think they played 33, 34 odd decent minutes of football where they were very classy, turning the ball over at the right end. And again, their error rate was low as well as their penalty count. But again, at the back end of their half, they gave away 2 back-to-back penalties, and doing that for a side like Point Chevalier, it's just giving them an easy opportunity to score points. So exciting last 40 for us, man. It's been a pretty bruising encounter. I saw a couple of the boys getting down, getting treatment and stuff at half-time. So very physical contest, but looking forward to this last 40.
So everyone back into position. It's going to be Glenora running the ball back to the car park end. So back into it we go. 40 to play here at Harold Moody Reserve. Root Rooster on the line. A Point Chev win will hand them the Rukatai Shield, minor Premiership. The number 1 seed going into the playoffs. We got here, played off the mark, so go back and do that again. Johnson Murray, who was very good through the first half. Big Swanet. Commodore, the first receiver. Takes Point Chev up over halfway. Latu. Murray dribbles this one in behind. It's cleaned up at the back, but the chase is very good from Point Chevalier. Great first set. Zach Tippin still making his way back into the line. Not sure if he picked up an issue earlier. We'll keep an eye on that. This is Bears now. Work the ball forward. It's unfortunate timing, the injury to Chase Bernard. He's the kind of player that you just love to have for this game. Not to mention Suape Kavaliku. I'll tell you what, the Stand-in middle's doing a very good job so far for Point Chevalier. Paia Manukia, always a handful off the bench. Tuore under pressure, drills a kick low. That's okay as the call from the officials. It's a good kick, which is going to fall just short of a possible 40-20. So good opening sets from both teams. Tamaroa taking it forward into Manakia and Ioka. Just short of halfway, Latu takes off, links with Hufanga. Hufanga might have picked up a knock here. He's down and we'll have time off. Well, it's dealt with. So Swanee Hufanga receiving some attention for a possible head knock on the ground. Looks like Harley Maynard's lost the headgear for the second half. Tamaroa charging forward. Last coming up now for the Pirates. Latu links with Johnson Murray. Dink over the top, claimed by Taumata, who's got a bit of work to do here. Recovers well and gets the ground, and now Glenora back onto the football, looking to ruck this ball out. I'll give a big shout out to our good friend Gavin French as well, member of the Auckland Rugby League Football Committee, recovering from a bit of surgery. So Gavin, I'm sure you're probably watching at home. You're usually tuning into these live streams, so hope all is well, mate, and quick recovery. Probably watching with Karen as well. Great servants to the local game, those two. 10 short of halfway. Vasu Valangi. Tippins. Tuore thinking on his feet there. Launches one high. And this will bounce kindly for Oli Tomavavi. The footing, a little bit of an issue. Particularly in the back end of this half, maybe just as the field gets a little cut up.
Yeah, it is actually quite soft underfoot there too. Corey, I went over to get the big fella some pies at half time, and it's actually quite soft underfoot, so not surprising that there's a few slipovers out there.
Well, cat's out of the bag now. Pies as well. An S on that. Ball loose. So scrum to pack down. Glenora feed. Lead by 4.
That's why we got a break and play too, Corey. Shout out to my young fella Cooper and his best mate Toby. Had their 10th birthdays during the week. So happy birthday, boys, and outstanding effort in today's contest out there in the mud. Out in Bombay as well. Well done.
Yeah, and Cooper, the gift Dad gave you during the week was just the start, mate. There's another one coming next time he sees you. So you can look forward to that as Bruno Tuivai charges forward. Vasu Valangi. Nice offload from Vasu Valangi, although, oh dear, Zach Tippins. An uncharacteristic error from the veteran number 9. And he knows it as well. No fullback. That's the call from Point Chevalier. Oh, Dre! Final pole! And there's a player down injured. Words being exchanged now, and just hope that the Point Chevalier player is okay there. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. Another stoppage in play, and TJ, you and I are just about running out of small talk. There's been that many stoppages today.
We are, but I'm going to go off the cuff here. Actually, I'm going to ask you guys a question. So it's been, what, 150 odd games between the both of you? Corey, I'll go with you first while the big fella's turning on his mic. But out of the last 4 years, has there been a game that stand out? What's your number one game that you've covered?
Fantastic question. Look, there's I always think to the playoff games because there's more on the line. Look, there was a good one, I forget how many years ago, between Northcote and Howick, which was a fantastic game. Might have been 2018, I think. There's been some good college rugby league games as well. But yeah, probably that semi-final, and you'll have to forgive me, I think it was 2018, Northcote Howick at Mount Smart Stadium number 2. Howick won it in the end. That was a fantastic game, but great question. Troy, any standout?
Lucky I'm very independent. Standout game would have to be for me when Corey lost it on the commentary, Otahu versus Mount Albert, and Otahu pull it back in the death. That was at Fells Park.
I was actually watching that one live.
Yeah,
I remember that game.
That was an awesome game. It was an awesome game to be at, and I think it was one of the first games we'd been at with Mount Albert and Fells Park in the new ground. And how fast was that ground? That was just something special to be at. Biggest game probably that I can remember that's had a massive impact, and that has been Howick versus Mount Albert, number 1. We didn't cover it, but that grand final, boys.
Unreal.
Into extra time. Had cliffhanging stuff. It was just what rugby league was all about. It's been what we go through week in and week out to get to, and to finish on the big stage. And when that game finished, I left with I don't know how many thousands of fans, and I think there was a Warriors game straight after it. So, you know, that's just talks, you know, volumes about what that game meant to those players on that night, on that day, and so much drama, so much emotion. It was just, you know, fantastic. Yeah, so they're the two that stand out for me.
All right, and on the other note, there's been quite some amount of players that you guys have covered as well. Troy, I'll go to you first. Who who would be your favourite player that you've covered over the last couple of years with the Fox Memorial?
Oh, Kurt Sorensen, hands down. I talk about Kurt all the time. So, Kurt, big Kurt, if you hear me out there, mate, love you, brother. Players, many to mention, you know, I mean, we've come in at the back end of some guys' careers. We've come in at the start of some guys' careers. But, you know, favourites, and I think it's because they give us respect and time. You know, love Tony Tuia, just some of his antics, you know, outside of playing ability, just some of his one-liners. There's a big round of applause, clap as the Pirates up on his feet, ladies and gentlemen, in the background.
Jerome Marmia, for those watching on at home, a little worried. He's up and on his feet and looking significantly better.
There's a couple of Point Chevalier boys I'd love to mention because, you know, I'm independent. A couple of great Mount Albert players as well. You know, Richmond, I mean, look, it's really hard. It's really hard. And I've picked Tony because of his character. You know, he's just humorous.
Corey, while we still got a break in play, man, what about you? Has there been any players that stand out for you? Yeah,
and we're calling one of them today. Patrick Sipley, I think, is probably the most dominant player that I've had the pleasure of commentating. The way that guy is playing now. What just...
Yeah, it looks like he's been sent off here, yeah.
Wow.
Just want to echo Corey's thoughts on that. Patrick Sipley and Francis Ledger, I mean, how good.
So that wasn't really on my radar as we were chatting away there, but Dre Whangapo has been sent from the field, which completely changes the
landscape of this match.
Yeah, indeed, the landscape of this match. Well put, Troy. So Whangapo makes his way to the sideline.
Big Suape is another one, boys, if we're pulling names out of the hat. James Waterson for you, Corey.
Yeah, that Northcote right edge. Used to really enjoy calling that. Nalu, Cole Walker and James Waterson. Fair bit of talent down that edge.
Actually, I'm surprised you didn't mention James Waterson every time, as Point Chev missed touch here, but every time you mention that man, you speak big volumes from him, so I'm surprised you didn't mention him, Cozza.
So Glenora back on the football now.
Yeah, there was already fireworks in the first 40. Corey, I expect a bit more to come in the final, 30 minutes of play I think we have here.
Really Buchanan. (13 plays 12. Whangapo sent from the field. If they're going to win it, they're going to do it the hard way today, Glenora. Vasu Volangi. Kingy launches one high. Tomovavi's under it. Great take from Oli Tomovavi. Although set upon quickly there by James Taumata.
Yeah, bit of problem in back play here too. Coma Sampson for the Glenora Bears hobbling out there on the left edge, Corey.
Well, last thing they need, down to 12 on the field, down to, I think, 2 on the bench. We'll add that Point Chevalier are obviously down on numbers on the bench as well. Jerome Marmia won't be seen again today. Maynard, tough carry. Very good up-and-coming player is this kid. Plays centre or back row. Tavita, under heavy pressure. Lo Falialo, going to take a fortunate bounce in the end, and he'll bring the ball back.
Yeah, that was a very good defensive set by the Glenora Bears, especially with only 12 men on the field as well, Corey. So it's going to take a special effort from those boys to pull through. But on the back of the likes of Daniel Rielu Buchanan, after a serious injury as of what it looked like early in the first half, his work rate has been outstanding today, putting his body in front of everything and taking some tough carries. So they're going to need a few of their edges, and in particular their back rowers, to come in and do a bit of extra defence if they're going to come away with the win in the second half.
Utaioka popping it out the back. That's come off a foot in the end of Utaioka. And ball loose, penalty. Tippins kicks for touch. Utaioka with the first carry. Straight to Utaioka. Sampson, ball's loose. Coma Sampson's in all sorts. He's not well. You can probably put whatever that injury is down to that drop ball there. He'll do very well to stay on the field here, Coma Sampson. Nah, he's gone. Again, beaten on the tackle there. Makawe working it back now via Sione Talisa. Point Chev rolling through the middle of the park. Passini straight at Tippins. Makawe to Tamarua. Tamarua straightens up. Taking the ground 5 out. Chance to tie things up or take the lead here for the Pirates. Makawe burrows low. Last coming up now for the men in green. Ball flicked out the back. Solomona. Back in field, this is the last. It's been kicked. This is creative. Cleaned up by Lua Falialo. Is he taken back into the end goal? I think he is. What's the call here? Well, they must have ruled that he's been taken back into the end goal. Simon Lua Falialo. So back-to-back sets coming up now from Point Chevalier. TJ, easy to feel. Point Chevalier just kicked it up a notch on that set, didn't they?
Yeah, they've actually, that was a poor defensive set from Glenora as well. They lost all the contact there, and Point Chevalier were able to march some 70 metres down the field and get a repeat set. So this one here, I know they're tired and I know they're down a man in defence, but they just got to keep turning up. They've played an outstanding game so far, but they can't throw it away this easy. So big muscle upset here. Hopefully they can get the ball back and turn over into good field position.
Tippins goes short-ish. Patrick simply says thank you very much. Passini. Some fire in those eyes today. Tamador short to Sipley. Too easy, Pat. Brody Tamador with the nice short play at the line. We're all locked up at 12 apiece. Kick to come. The Pirates about to hit the lead for the first time today.
Yeah, as we look at the SAS assistant replay there, nice little block play from Makawe out of acting half. And again, man of the minute, Brody Tamarua just eyeing up space, and big man Pat Sipley isolated on a smaller defender there. And Ioka shrugs him off and gets in for his first 4-pointer for today as well. Point Chevalier, lock it up. Kick to come, 12 all at the moment.
It's going to be Brody Tamarua who attempts the conversion as well. We had a laugh a few weeks ago. He took a sideline conversion and absolutely nailed it. I asked him what it was all about. He said he nails them at training. Everyone was giving him stick that he couldn't do it in the game. Well, he did it, and maybe caught the eye of the coaching staff because he suddenly inherited the kicking. And that's with Dylan Tavita, the usual goal kicker on the field, and Francis Ledger. So
different rotation there for Pat Sipley as well. Corey, I believe he might be playing left-hand edge out on the back row at the moment as well. So going to be tough for the likes of Ioka in the final 24 minutes of play here.
Kick's good. Vortex Point Chevalier Pirates hit the front. It's 14 points to 12 over the West Auckland Brick and Block Glenora Bears. Talking about Pat Sipley moving further out wide. That's just what every centre wants to see, is Pat running at them.
It's easy as well, Corey. When you're a man down, you tend to feel that the space out on the edge needs to be covered defensively. But with a side like Point Chevalier, I think they'll still be trying to open up the middles first. So it's important that Glenora slow that, play the ball down, get some numbers in the tackle. As there's another injury, I think it might be Comer Sampson as well on his haunches there.
Sipley. We have time off here, I think. And is it Comer Sampson? Getting a bit of attention right now, so that might be his day done as well.
Which one?
Was it high?
Which one?
That shit off. Shoulder to head.
Oh, mate, you'll see it on the replay.
Straight at him. No, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's not nice to see, but as long as they made the right call, we're not fucking. It wasn't.
See it on the replay. Oh, that one. No, he was doing the one earlier. We played it.
So Comer Sampson being helped from the field in the background, not on our main shot there. And we're going to get back to playing footy. Apologies for the bit of dead air, but yeah, we've had a few of these stoppages that we've had to try and fill today as we wait for Pat Sipley to get us back underway.
Yeah, it's turning out to be a big clash for the Bears as well, Corey. They've had, what, 2 or 3 go down, 2 in particular, middle forwards as well, and I know they're already struggling in that domain at the moment with the likes of Chase Bernard and Sawape Kavaliku as well. They're another big middle, and both, I believe, are carrying some serious injuries. So hopefully Comer, hopefully you pull out of that one all right, man. It's just a bit of a stinger maybe through the leg, but...
Yeah, but you're quite right, TJ. It's potentially consequences that may extend beyond whatever the result is today. Kitiona Pasini. Tamarua, now he's chipping and chasing. Cleaned up by Lua Falialo. Been good at the back today, Simon. Tough day for a fullback. Kingy, Chaz Brown. Brown steps back, shakes out of the first. This is last, I think. No, it was fourth. Tippins to Kingy.
Tight contest out there at Prince Edward Park as well, Corey. Te Aratu Roosters currently leading 18 points to 12. Both teams locked up on the ladder as well, so very important fixture for both. And shout out to Reece Joyce as well. I believe it's his first game back this year for Te Aratu Roosters. Talking to him this morning, our boys play in the same team. As we see a big break here by Pat Sipley.
Through the middle, got Maynard looming in support. Sipley turns provider. Maynard slides in and gets there. Pat Sipley, a try scorer about 10 minutes ago. The assist this time around through a yawning gap through the middle of the park. And the Pirates just wearing Glenora down now. Nice drawn pass here from Pat Sipley. Maynard had the rest to do. Only just got there in the end as it was, thanks to the dewy ground, but a nice try there from the Point Chevalier Pirates. Sorry to cut you off there, TJ.
Hopefully I get on the highlights reel for next week. But nah, again, good change. Actually, I won't because Troy won't be with us. So I might have to make my own highlights reel and chuck it on Instagram. But again, big play by Pat Sipley, being pushed out to the edge in the back row here, and he's finding a bit more space, but very versatile player. And again, showed a bit of toe to get through the line there as well. Corey, a nice little draw and pass from the front row forward, putting Harley Maynard into space for his first try for today as well.
This game in detail.
Tamarua. The man can do no wrong. Another two for the Ortex Point Chevalier Pirates. It's 20-12 over the West Auckland Brick and Block Glenora Bears.
Yeah, just one other update from around the ground as well. Corey, Manukau Magpies currently leading that contest 26 points to 10. I'm pretty sure that game could almost be finished. And with that victory, I believe that could be promotion for Manukau with only a couple of weeks to go. And securing themselves on 10 points. So massive achievement for that club, if that is the case for the Manukau Magpies. Outstanding effort by those boys and coaching staff involved.
Yeah, and I remember when I first joined the Auckland Rugby League, it would be 6 years ago now, that the Manukau were basically the easy beats of the, I think it was 3rd division back then. Fantastic effort from them to get back, and I'm looking forward to seeing that team in the 1st division qualifiers. That is exciting. Now, if you're wondering why there is a player in a different coloured jersey, that is Graham Suapoi. He couldn't find a jersey his fit in the white kit, so he is wearing the blue kit out there today. Tamarua, just about the player of the game for me. Brody Tamarua, he's been excellent.
Yeah, they've just picked up the intensity now as well, Corey. So their ruck speed, breaking tackles now, getting away, quick play the balls as well. So Glenora just need to hold on. There's still 18 minutes left in this football match here.
So Johnson Murray kicks back. It's claimed by Lua Falialo. Vasu Volangi taking a couple with him. Bernard out in the centres, pops the ball over the top. Murray cleans up. Ball popped out the back, retrieved by Sorensen. Kawe to shift play to the left. Tamaroa, Tavita. The mind of the numbers here. Point Chevalier instead head back infield. And we got a penalty. This will go the way of the Pirates. Of the Bears, I should say. Vasu Valangi lurking out wide. Ball loose. And it's Pat Sipley that's forced the error. Quick shift from point. Ledger looking to break free of the tackle of Bernard, who held on for dear life. Sorensen. Sione Talisa. Kawe again. Tamaroa's the first receiver. This time plays in Passini. Phil Kingy rocks him in a good tackle. Turnover. So look, 14, 13 minutes left to play. 8 the difference, despite all they're up against. The Glenora Bears just hanging on in there stubbornly.
Yeah, I don't know, their body language, they're still in it, but their body language, they need to work on that at the moment, because they're looking like a beaten side just at the moment. But if they can string together some back-to-back sets and apply a little bit of pressure on Point Chevalier, then they can possibly claw their way back in there. Like that pun there, Troy, I threw that one in there for you. But still 13 minutes to go in this contest, so hopefully they can make a couple breaks here. This guy's been impressive on his debut.
He has indeed. Lovely 60-odd metre run in the first half. Vasu Valangi been excellent off the bench. He's had some quality carries today as Big Sol. When they get everyone fit again, this forward pack is something else for Glenora. Graham Suapoi, good drive of the legs. 35 out from the line. Really Buchanan, a little quieter in the second half, but was among their best in the first. Tuore. Suapoi picks it up with that offload. Well, I'm not too sure what the call's going to be here. I'm going to say knock on against point. Must have been a hand in there that I missed, because I thought the offload from Suapoi was about 3 metres forward. So the Bears hanging in there, but only just. Bruno Tuivai. Vasuvalangi. 10.5 to play. Kingy. Torre. Really Buchanan holding it up. Really Buchanan. Good tackle. Francis Ledger came to the rescue in the end. Manukia. 6s and 7s right now. Vasuvalangi looping ball over the top. Tuivai. Well, yeah, that was probably coming there. They are down a man, but looked pretty unorganised there for Glenora.
Yeah, they just lacked a bit of direction on that attacking set there, Corey. They did a good little shift play, but after that they looked to shape to go wide, but they should have probably played back through the middle there and try to get a little bit of leg speed and isolate a few defenders around the middle of the field there. Missed opportunity. Just off here, got a text message from me old man Bruce. Shout out to you, Dad. Big supporter of our ARL live streaming over the last few months, and a big supporter of mine as well. Even though I'm not playing or coaching anymore, still listening into your young fella on the microphone. So shout out to you, Bruiser, for listening in today.
Yeah, and go easy on poor young TJ when you play him in fantasy as well. I know you've got his number there, Bruce.
Actually, I clawed my way back in last week, Corey. I beat him by about 250 odd points, I think. So, but I've got the Joker this week in the semi-final or whatever it is at the moment, and he's toesing me up at the moment. So, shout out to the Joker as well.
Yeah, he's got a bit of game about him. MSJ. Murray.
Go three.
Kick driven across. Bounces up for Simon.
There's a beeping going on. Back to you, mate.
Breaks down there for Glenora. I suppose got to try something at this point.
Okay.
Tell you what, I'm just about ready for a nap. This game has it's been a marathon, that's for sure. First half went for just under an hour. It's due to all the stoppages that we've had. A number of them in the second half as well.
Yeah, just a couple updates from around the grounds as well, Cos, while we've got a break and play. It may have already finished these clashes, but Te Aratu Roosters leading 18 points to 12, and the Battle of the Bridge there, Northcote Tigers currently leading 26-16 against the Hibiscus Coast Raiders as well.
Huge for Northcote as Tavita looks to get through. Latu. Sipley beats one. Driving the legs, pulled down just short. See how many he leaves on the ground though. Watch the next play. Glenora recover their line well. Latu. Love to be a dummy half running after that. Tamadua. Brody goes close. Latu. Ball spills loose, so look, for all they try, just can't quite put that final nail in the coffin right now, Point Chevalier. Got to give massive props to the Glenora Bears. The way they've held on, they have played most of the second half with 12 men after Dre Whangapole was sent from the field. A number of players are out injured as well. They've lost a number during this game. Their attitude While the result might not go their way today, TJ, I think Tony Benson will be pleased with the Courageous team, Sean.
Yeah, he would. And, you know, the injuries have happened to, two middle forwards, I believe, and a lock as well. So it's put a fair bit of strain. Well, there's been 2 injuries with the prop and lock and obviously the send-off, but all 3 middle forwards, so it's putting a lot of strain on their big men. But again, shout out to one of their back rows, Daniel Reelu Buchanan. I think he's been outstanding today, and he was part of that try-saving effort there as well, as we see a half break by Glenora Bears. But he's been outstanding for me today, Corey, and a beat inside so far.
Second phase now coming alive for Glenora. Israel Levi onto the field. Son of assistant coach Farlet. It's Manukia to Tippins. Shifts play on and links with Utah Ioka. Last coming up now for Glenora. Kick back across. Oh, who else? Well, I'm running out of compliments. I've got to be honest. Pat Sipley. He set a try up. He's scored one. He's caused turnovers. And now doing his best fullback impersonation, looping him behind. Ledger. Latu to Hufanga. Remember, our clock is not the official game clock, but it should be close enough, although with the number of stoppages today, it may have fallen out of sync a little. Tomaroa. So Tavita will clear. And inside is the call. That's a 40-20. Great work from Dylan Tavita. And no one from Glenora is back. Johnson Murray wants to get things moving. And news just coming in. Otahu have beaten Mount Albert 36-34. Huge result for the Leopards, which could well tie up their top 4 spot. So there you go, news just coming in. The Leopards have got up over the Lions.
Yeah, with that result there too, Corey, it helps out Glenora Bears a little bit. So we see, oh, he's caught a knock on here by Glenora, but yeah, that's also helped Glenora as well. Hopefully they finish in the top 2 after that victory as well, with a couple rounds to play. But yeah, big result. Otahu fighting hard to get into that top 4, so outstanding result for Connor Total, Purcell and the boys.
The bonus of the game dragging on this long, we're able to get the full-time scores from a whole lot of games, which is quite nice. So scrum to pack down, Point Chev with the chance to put the exclamation mark on this one. Hufanga. Point Chev with one hand on the root rooster. The Rukatai shield is going their way. Tomavavi now ducking, diving, weaving, still going. Tomavavi, help arrives eventually. Latu desperately urging troops over. Tamadua to Johnson Murray. Pulled down just short. Last coming up. Time off again. Latu. Tomavavi. Kick across field. Claimed by Solomona. Whacked back. Is that knocked down? Now we've got a foot race on. Chaz Brown cover coming across. This will be ruled a knock-on, I think, by the Glenora Bears. So as we wait for this scrum to pack down, Troy Hardy, if this is the last game I have the pleasure of calling with you, my friend, it's been brilliant. 150 plus games. You're off to newer pastures next week. You finish up with the Auckland Rugby League. So just on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League, mate, I want to say a huge thank you. You've been massive for the organisation, and from my point of view, it's been a blast.
Cheers, Corey, mate. You know I've enjoyed working alongside you, man, and we've managed to be able to achieve that twice. You know, got you to come back after you'd first left me. And, mate, the things that we've achieved, you know, half of it wouldn't have been done without your hard work, mate, grind, and just a massive passion for the game. So it's been fabulous. This Point Chevalier goes to ice this one. And want to thank everybody. Fantastic. Loved the game. More importantly, I loved this job.
Latu to Hufanga. Swanee leaves one on the ground, still charging the legs. Sipley from close range will be held up, but it will not matter. They've already got the Stormont Shield. They can now add the Rukatai Shield Minor Premiership and the Root Rooster. Point Chevalier win this one, 20 points to 12. A short break for us before we're joined by the two captains pitch side.
You ready to go now, Joseph? You ready?
Right, joined now by Francis Ledger, captain of the Point Chevalier Pirates. Well, Francis summed that one up. I think I called it a grind in proper rugby league. Your thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. That was a massive grind for us, for both teams actually, and I think we left it all out on the field today. So this is a battle of the two top teams, and expected nothing less.
What's the most pleasing thing you take out of it? Obviously the win's the win. Congratulations, the minor premiership's yours and the Root Rooster, that's huge. But I guess looking ahead to the finals, what's the main thing you take out of that performance?
I think for us is we didn't play our best in the first half, but we were still able to get a couple of tries just before half time. And I think the positive for us that we can take away from that is that we know that we can grind out teams. We know that no matter if our back's against the wall, that we can get out of any situation at the moment. So I think that's a positive that we have at the moment.
3 trophies in the cabinet, Stormont Shield, the minor premiership and the Root Rooster. You must be a very happy captain today.
Oh, you know, like the old saying goes, like, yeah, I'm very happy to receive those awards on behalf of our team, but we know that the main goal is the Fox Memorial. We want the Fox Memorial, and we know that these trophies come along along the season, and we're just happy and grateful, but we know we've got our eyes on the bigger picture.
Francis, thanks for joining us. We'll let you go and receive the Root now. Cheers.
Can I just say good luck to our women's that are playing tomorrow against Manurewa, and also our condolences to Jay McConnell, who we had the minute silence for today, and all the family that's involved. So thank you very much.
Cheers, Francis. Nicely said. We wait now for Zach Tippins to come over and join us. Oh, well, bro, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Zach Tippins now joining us from the Glenora Bears. Well, Zach, you don't come away with the result today, but boy, your team showed some courage out there.
Yeah, that's something to take away from the game. Is like, even with a man down, 20 minutes to go, like the boys were still fighting. You know, so we're through to the semis, and if we take that attitude that we did with 12 men, and we have 13, you know, we could have come away with that win real easy. But all credit to Point Chev. You know, they've been the benchmark all year. You know, down by 12. With 5 minutes to go in the first half, and they managed to just crawl their way back in within 2 points. So yeah, and that's a tough loss, tough to lose the Root when we've carried it all year. Final game at home for us, so it would have been nice to take that into the finals and close it up for the summer. But yeah, there's encouraging signs to going into the big one, and we're rather the big one than that one.
Nicely said, Zach. We'll let you go and get over with your teammate. Thanks for joining us, and all the best for the playoffs.
Hey, just filling in for Chase. He's the captain, not me. Just injured.
All right, cheers, Zach Tippins, the captain, standing captain of the Glenora Bears. And I'm not too sure if we're going to go pitch side for the awarding of the Root Rooster, but you can see on screen there that it's all going down. So we'll probably wind up our coverage here from Harold Moody Reserve. The Point Chevalier Pirates claim the minor premiership and the Root Rooster. We are back in action tomorrow. Point Chevalier v Manurewa in the Farrelly Photos Women's Premiership Grand Final, live from 1 p.m. We'll see you then.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.